Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media.
Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. Today's episode takes us to the rugged wilderness of the Gallatin Range, deep in the heart of what would later become the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. The year is 1850, and this land is as wild and unforgiving as any in the world. Vast forests of lodgepole pines stretch across the landscape, interspersed with aspen groves and towering Douglas firs. The ground is thick with shrubs like chokecherry, serviceberry, and wild rose, which grow in abundance, attracting herbivores and the predators that hunt them. The climate in this region is as unpredictable as the terrain itself. Summers are warm and dry, but sudden thunderstorms can bring torrential rain and dangerous winds. By autumn, the air grows cold, especially as the sun dips behind the mountains, and winter comes swiftly. This is a place where grizzly bears roam freely, preparing for their long hibernation as the seasons change. Elk, deer, and bison are common sights, but today, the grizzly bear is at the center of our story. Field Isaacs, a seasoned fur trapper, set out on an expedition in the autumn of 1850. Isaacs had been trapping for years in these remote areas, navigating the harsh landscape with only the basics, his traps, a knife, and the knowledge he had gathered over a lifetime of wilderness experience. He was unmarried, known to travel alone, and was highly respected among other trappers for his skill and resilience. On this particular journey, Isaacs was armed with his rifle, but that took several seconds to reload, so he relied on his bowie knife for anything pressing. He also relied on his sharp senses and survival instincts. No dog accompanied him on this expedition, making him truly alone in the wild. The events leading up to Isaac's death remain a mystery, but the scene that greeted those who found him was a grim one. Isaacs had been walking through the dense woods when he likely surprised a male grizzly bear near its food source. The bear, protective of its territory and possibly preparing for hibernation, responded with a violent and deadly attack. Isaacs had been engaged in setting his trap lines when the bear encountered him. His pack lay scattered nearby, and his broken knife was found bloodied in his hand. He tried to defend himself, delivering a series of serious wounds to the bear's neck and shoulder, but it wasn't enough. The bear, weighing over 1,300 pounds, had delivered devastating blows to Isaac's torso and limbs, leaving deep gashes that no human could have survived. The struggle ended in both their deaths, a tragic outcome for both man and beast. Field Isaac's body was found by a group of fellow trappers, who had been searching for him after he'd failed to return to camp. His injuries were consistent with a bear attack, deep claw marks across his chest and arms, bite wounds on his legs, but the fatal wound was a crushed skull, as he was found with his head still in the grizzly's jaws. The bear was found also dead from the injuries Isaacs had inflicted with his knife. Upon inspection, it was determined that the bear was estimated to weigh over 1,300 pounds, in good health, and preparing for hibernation. There was no mention of any animal carcass being cached near Isaac's body, and no cubs were reportedly found in the area. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Tier membership on Patreon, linked below, will give you ad-free early access to our episodes. And the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce educational and entertaining content like this. In 1850, there were no official records of bear populations in the region, but it is estimated that the grizzly bear population was much higher than it is today, likely numbering in the thousands across the greater Yellowstone area. Montana, in its vastness, had millions of acres of wilderness, providing prime habitat for bears. While bear attacks are not formally documented during this period, the oral histories of trappers and Native American tribes recount numerous encounters with grizzlies, many of which ended in death or severe injury. Field Isaac's bear attack is detailed in the autobiography of Colonel William Smith, also known as Rebel Bill. Fatal bear attacks were a constant threat to those who ventured into the wild, but they were still relatively rare compared to the number of people who lived and worked in bear country. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I'm left with a few questions for you. Could Field Isaacs have survived this attack had he been accompanied by another trapper, spouse, or partner? Would modern weapons have made a difference in this case? How did the rapid expansion of fur trapping and hunting in the 1800s contribute to increased encounters between humans and grizzly bears? And could anything have been done to prevent such conflicts? I will gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so please post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it.
Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We've slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.